Hello, Sunshine. Welcome back to another episode of heartablazepodcast. And my name is Jimmy, and I'm your host today. And we are...
Hello, I'm iKatana, and today I'm taking over the podcast. That's right, I'm holding Timmy hostage.
Oh, no! We don't need help. It's a fantastic company.
And a nice rainy day.
Yes. And we got a really juicy podcast prepared. So I really wanted to start with talking about your heritage and your childhood. Did you grow up here?
No, I've grown up all around the world.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, name a few of your favorite places that you've stayed at, I guess.
So my background is I'll start from the very beginning.
Yeah.
All of my grandparents came to the US during World War I and World War II, escaping Holocaust camps and also the Turkish-Greek wars. And then my family moved to New York. And when I was a kid, we moved to the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, on the very top of a mountain with no people. It was only animals and trees. And we ended up becoming an animal rescue and had a lot of spooky, supernatural, extraterrestrial experiences there. That's for a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
And then our house burned to the ground, and we moved like every year after that. And then I graduated high school early to live all around the world because fuck the US. And
I know, it's a crazy place to be.
It is. And there's too many incredible places on this earth to explore to stay in one place for too long.
It definitely is too. You're definitely living the right choice of life to be like, you know, especially with music, like being able to bring it around the world like that's insanely cool.
Well, I didn't even know what I wanted to do at that time. So I just studied languages because I was like, it's a good skill. And until I know what my path is, I'll just use this to figure myself out first.
And apparently women are much better at languages than like men as well. Like statistically, apparently like that's how they're built.
I mean, we're socialized to be that way.
Yeah, I think
to be
so
more
as
nuanced in language and tics of people.
Yes.
Body language.
That definitely seems like the way. And obviously now you're in Australia. So when did you move to Australia then?
About 4 years ago.
4 years? Wow.
Yeah, a little over 4 years. Yeah.
Wow.
I've assimilated.
Yeah, and I know, I really couldn't tell, to be honest. You fit in so well. And what would you say is like your favorite thing about Australia so far?
Healthcare.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
Healthcare, the weather's great. Minimum wage is livable.
Yes.
Even with an economic crisis, you can work at a cafe for 20 hours a week and pay your rent.
Support too.
And the people are really laid back, which is a nice change of pace.
Yeah. I always say, like, the way I describe it to people, I say Britain is like China, and then like Aussies are like Taiwanese people. Or like, you know, like they're posh the way they talk. Britain's posh the way they talk. A little more polite. And Taiwanese people are just kind of like, we're a little bit rugged and rough around the edge, but we're like jokey. And I was like, that's actually a pretty good metaphor. Like,
it is.
It's like, yeah.
I always say Australia is the little brother of America. It's like, I want to be like you one day, but also like you got a little bit more spoiled by the parents. Because
once in a while politicians do stupid shit and you're just like, you really want to follow along that step? So that definitely makes sense too. So how would you describe or categorize your current music style, and who are your main inspirations? I think this is a very important one because I actually really can't categorize. I was like, how would I introduce you? I don't really know how to say it.
Yeah, well, I call my music witch trap.
That's so cool.
So it's a fusion of, I'm a genre, like, you know, there's like airbenders and waterbenders. I'm a genre bender. So I always try to make sure my music incorporates multiple genres to keep it interesting and unique. And also, I don't know how to make music in one genre. Like, I listened to K-pop growing up, like Russian spooky metal, traditional African beats, like traditional Japanese, old like gypsy music, Greek music. So my growing up was like, I didn't know any songs on the radio. Like, people are like, do you know this famous song? I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
How hard is that though? Like, in terms of fitting in, because then
it's
some people
like, karaoke nights are just stress for me.
Same.
Like, I don't know any of these songs. I'll sing Alicia Keys. I don't know.
You know, like the song you want to sing, then nobody else can sing along with you, and people just sit there, and you're like, oh my God, are they gonna sigh? Are they gonna be bored? Are they gonna be like, oh, who invited her?
Exactly.
You know, same with me. I'll be like, I want to sing this like Mandarin song, but I'm like, but that's just because I like it, and also I can't even reach those pitches. So people are gonna be like,
you know, it's better to go with like one person karaoke, and then you can go back and forth. That's my ideal. In a whole crowd, I'm like, I don't like this.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you like that. But I also really love people who do like multiple genres, because like that's a question I do ask like some artists. Is I'm like, you know, how did you find your genre? Are you planning to, you know, especially the earlier they are, I'll be like, are you planning to be maybe like someone who does a different album, that each album is an experimentation where you kind of flow into a different genre and then kind of switch back, or, you know, like, because there are those two types of streams of artists.
I also appreciate it because you can never be put in a box. Like, I'll never have to have my Taylor Swift is dead and a whole new revival because I'm constantly shape-shifting to what I'm feeling. Like, to me, making music is based off of, I'm having this intense emotion right now and I need to get it out into the world. And transmute that energy into something positive or powerful that will inspire or like heal that energy inside of you. And so sticking to one genre just doesn't make sense. Like sometimes you're sad and you need like some acoustic ballad to get it out, and other times you're like in your gangster rap, and then sometimes you need like dancey and wavy. So
exactly, and I think like, and I'll link it down below to the episode, but Operation Takeover was like, the EP itself was a very, very good demonstration of that. Like, there were a few songs that I didn't initially know about when I was watching the performance live, and I was like, oh, I'm a little surprised. I was like, there's something so soft at the performance, and then it led up to the only song that I actually knew, which was like the promo, like,
World So Fucked.
World So Fucked. That's still my favorite though. It's just honestly goes so hard, and I'm like, sometimes some songs that I like, I end up even surprising myself because I'm just like, I didn't know I go that hard. But like Paper Plane, for example, is such a like unique song. So many people vibe to it. Like, you can see the energy was so high, and even though it was like, I was pretty sure the songs before that were pretty like loud and, you know, fast.
I actually wrote that song about like when I just moved to Australia.
Really?
Yeah, I was sitting in my backyard and I was meditating, and I looked up and I was like, what am I gonna do here? How am I gonna stay here? Like, I wrote that song with my siblings in mind, actually. Like, they're so far away, I'm homesick, but also we need to find our own power inside. And like, it was really cool that we got to merge so many different moments of our lives. Like, basically Brezie and I would just chat about what's going on in our lives in that moment and be like, all right, how do we make a song out of this? And that's why the songs are so eclectic, and like every session we were in a different vibe. Like, we're like, fuck the world, like what's wrong with this planet? Why are we going into war over territories in 2026? Like, how are we such an infantile species? And then other times we're like feeling ourselves on top of the world, and you can tell which ones are which.
I think so. I think it's a very good choice of theme, and it's interesting enough and weird enough that it draws people in, but then it kind of speaks about a lot of real issues. So how did the name iKatana come about though?
Well, as you know, my government name is Katiana, but I was raised by a martial artist dad, and we would practice in our middle of nowhere, like doing katas and like knife throwing and archery. And my dream since 3 years old was actually to be an assassin. Don't even ask me how I knew what an assassin was at that age, but genuinely that was my dream. And then as I got older, people would always call me Russian assassin, because I guess I would walk down the hallway with like some Slavic like resting bitch face or something, and then
you
slowly
could pull that off pretty well though, honestly. Like, if you want to be mean, but it's so funny because the way I know you're like the smileyest and nicest person ever.
It's curated.
It's I know. I was just like, but that could also be an energy. It's like the whole Black Widow thing, you know.
Both sides are true. Like, we have dark and light.
Same with me. I mean, like, if I want to be a real resting bitch face, I can pull that off too. Like,
it's a joy of life.
I think it's the people who are nice, actually. As soon as our face crashes down, someone goes, you what, you pissed off at me? That's what my like flatmate did to me once. I was like washing dishes, and I just like didn't react to him like poking fun on me or doing anything at all. And I didn't say anything. He goes, you pissed? And I was like, kind of. And he was just like, oh my god.
You don't have to say anything. They know.
I know. It's the whole shift in energy. We gather the black clouds.
Exactly. So yeah, as time went on, people would call me Katana. And then when I was ready to make music, I was like, okay, Katana is a cool name, but it's kind of out there already. And I'm missing a letter. So I put my I in my name at the beginning, and to me that's the third eye
comes from. That's really cool. I didn't even think of that, because like having a little, like a smaller letter or something at the beginning, like it is kind of a common thing, but that makes it so much more interesting and makes sense. That's really cool.
I wanted to respect every part of myself.
Yeah, I think you have a very strong sort of sense of identity, but also like heritage, and like you have such diversity, but you also kind of own like that level of origin. Yeah, I think that's really important, claiming that. Like, especially that is really cool for me to interview people like you, because, like I said before, like growing up, it can be very isolating sometimes. Like you feel like you're very cool because you go, oh, I can do this and that.
Yeah.
But then at the same time you go, but then there are moments where people say, have you watched this show? Have you listened to this song? Do you know this? And you'd be like, I don't. And even then today I still get that, people go, oh, you remember this Australian show, right? And I'm like, no, I didn't start watching Australian TV till like my 20s. And then they're like, what the fuck? But you grew up here. It's stuff like that.
It's really funny because the piece of my heritage that was hidden the most in my family is that we have gypsy blood. And that's really cool. The part I've always resonated with most. Like all my family moves all around the world all the time, and like gypsies are natural diaspora, and I am diaspora. Like I'm not from anywhere, and yeah, I appreciate.
Yeah, it's that nomad energy, but it's like also what's very liberating.
Exactly, free spirit. But also it's hard to tether yourself to one place.
I was going to say the word tether. That was weird. I was like, when you tether yourself to a place, it kind of anchors you, but also at the same time kind of restricts you. It's I think like with anything, it is a bit of a double-edged sword. You just have to like balance yourself. It's like the same with passion, like, diving in too much. Sometimes it's too much, but then pulling back too much is obviously not good enough too. It's most of the people that like I think that I've interviewed so far are very hardworking people, but it's always a balance of them trying to figure out
reality versus the art.
Yeah, like you can't burn yourself out too quickly.
Exactly.
You want to like enjoy
and you still have to clean your house and take care of your pets and have a loving relationship with your friends and partner.
That's probably the hardest part, isn't it? Like socializing
100,000%.
all these different things. I actually often wonder how these artists manage that.
Yeah. I had a burnout moment just this week. I was like, I'm just doing too much. I need to pull back.
Oh my God, same. And I was just like, oh no, I think I need to just start doing some rambling kind of episodes, because I'm actually too scared of doing them now, because I'm like, people don't want to listen to this.
Especially,
things like that.
Yeah, especially as a woman, because our hormones filter all throughout the month, and then you're like, I'm crashed to the ground and I'm a dragon. And then you're like, my period is 10 days away. That's why.
It is,
and
also,
I have to respect that.
And it is really crazy how many people like, I think that's one of the most underrated thing about women. Basically are just expected to kind of power through a lot of hormonal stuff that like men don't experience. And especially because like the whole world kind of revolves around male standards. So like, you've even seen like people who be like, oh, you're pregnant, like, get a hang of yourself. And I'm like, get a hang of yourself. Like when someone's
you're
like
growing a human.
I know. And you have to carry all that extra weight, ankle, like everything
back
feels
pain,
crap. And I'm
your
like,
organs are squished and
then
bloated.
You hear men going like, oh, I didn't sleep well last night. I was like, you didn't sleep well last night.
Oh yes.
I was like, the audacity.
Honestly.
Right?
Just let it burn to the ground.
Oh God. What song of yours are you currently hooked on, and which one do you think is wildly underrated? That's a cool question, right?
Okay, well, the song that I've been hooked on for the past like 2 years is one that's still a demo, actually.
Really?
Yeah. My friend Wisdom, who's an incredible beat maker in the scene, he sent me some tracks like 2 years ago, and I wrote lyrics for it. And I've just been like, it's always a song that comes to my head first when I just want to like sing out loud.
Yeah.
But it's basically a song that's like, why is our society this way? And if we learn how to walk alone, then we'll remember why we're here, so that we can all change this world.
Yeah.
My most underrated song.
But just quickly, when you say walk alone, what are you referring to? Like to better work as a society, like figuring out like our own identity, or and sense of like,
we have to figure out why we're here first in order to make an impact. So like if you're floating through this world without understanding your purpose for being here, like it takes half your life to figure that out in the first place.
Yeah, most people will probably think like, and I think there's a lot of things that distract us from it, like all the things where people say you have to do college, you have to do all that,
and it's made that way.
Yeah,
they don't want us to remember why we're here. because then it takes the agency back into our hands.
Yeah, it's propaganda, essentially. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize religion, so many things are actually all just propaganda. The reason why they make work so difficult and pay so difficult, everything more expensive.
They keep you so busy that you can't go inside.
Same with like the whole thing about like minority communities. The more you target them, people will then have discussion, and they say this discussion will then take them away from what's really matters and what's really happening too. And I'm
left versus
and,
right.
You know, I'm 36 and I've only just started clicking and going, oh my god, this is actually what's happening. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, the whole world's against us, but the most freeing thing is realizing why you're actually here, because then you cut through all that shit.
Yeah, and then the more people band together, like, you know, they realize very quickly, like, people are only just realizing, and it's 2026, that we operate the world. Like, yes, there are people who have power, but the people who actually keep the system from falling apart is the people who are the gears, and we're the gears.
That's exactly right. And if we all realize that, then the king on the throne is actually just some asshole in a chair.
That's why they say no king, right? I mean, we're past that, honestly. Even the queen's dead too, so she's just like, bye.
Now we just need to get rid of the autocracy.
She's just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, it's not looking good. She's like, if there's a year to go, this is the year. I'm honestly feeling like she probably actually went out that way, knowing her personality.
She's like, it's all about to crumble. I'm out.
She's like, to a corgi, she was like, y'all just shake your booty till the end. Goodbye. Yes, and your song that's wildly underrated.
That's released. Well, I'm thinking, because I have 3 projects with Brezie, Crystal Chemist, which is Threatnique and me, and then my own songs. I would say, so one of my favorite songs of mine that I would say is quite underrated is called Just Another Day.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, and I do not play guitar, but I found like a little
ukulele
chord
or
like a couple of notes, and I just like play it and sing over it, and it's very spooky and it's very minimal, and I took recordings of birds and I put it in. It's a song that's like it's basically like, do you like me, or am I just imagining all of this? And you know what, I have to become the person that I'm waiting for, and it can't be you.
Yeah. Wow, that's a really hard lesson to learn for a lot of people.
It's a very hard lesson to learn. Yeah.
I
actually wrote it in the pandemic.
Oh god, that's a dark time for everyone.
I had I can't even call it a long distance relationship. I was like language chatting with a friend, and then I realized I quite liked him. He was in Korea, like we were practicing Korean and English together, and then he just ghosted one day, and I didn't know if he was okay. I didn't know what happened to him, and I was like totally heartbroken,
especially during the pandemic.
I know, it was like the one thing, like the one person I was like really chatting to every day, and like so I was like, am I really feeling all that I'm feeling, or am I just imagining it all?
Yeah, definitely been through that.
You know, it's funny when you write music, because you write it because of one specific experience, and then as you grow, that experience applies to, like, it just keeps taking different forms and nuances as you go. Yeah. And
it's also particularly interesting, I find, with a lot of artists, because, you know, music doesn't come streamlined the way that they're developed. For example, we'd get a song and we'd think, oh, this song came from 2026. But sometimes, for example, like, you know, I've just found out one of my artists that I like, my top like favorite artist, he released a song yesterday, and it's actually a song that he's been sitting on for a year. You know, and like so many of that could also go through changes before release. And
it happens a lot that you don't even feel that way anymore.
Yeah.
But you're like, I know someone out there will feel that way. So it's still important I put it out. And then like Brezie and I talk about this, because like our first song in the EP, we're like, oh, we don't even connect to this anymore. Like when we wrote it, we were so unsure. And now, but it all goes in cycles. Like right after I said that, my life, like, you know, just those minor crashes where your energy flatlines and you're like, okay, now I'm feeling this song again.
And I think that's a good symbolism for life as well, because there's so many things. Imagine when we were younger, we would say, well, I'd never do that. Well, I'd never fall for that. And then it's kind of like blissful ignorance. And then as you get older, it does happen to you, or it kind of comes across your life.
That's why I got burned last night, because last week my little sister was pouring tea into her cup, and then she burned herself because it spilled over. And last night I was like, oh, do you even trust yourself? I'll pour it for you because you messed up last time. Instant karma. Instant karma.
That's definitely when you speak too soon.
Be careful what you speak into this world, because it will haunt you.
That's almost like every Asian parent too, especially. They would do stuff like that. I remember I was trying to learn, because I don't know how to ride a bike, and I was going on a camping trip, and I didn't realize what biking, like what do you call it, like I think it was like
mountain biking.
I did not know what that was, and for someone who doesn't know how to biking, signing up for that was a terrible idea. Luckily I pulled out last minute, but we did buy a bike and I was practicing at home, and my aunt was like, once you learn this you'll never forget how to do this, and it was kind of set to my height, and she's a short woman, so she got on in our like garage area with like a big white gate, and then she got on and then she's like talking to me about it. Then she goes, you know, being all confident, then she goes hop off and then kind of started going one direction, and then you know that moment where you see someone in slow motion kind of before a disaster happens, she's like oh, and then just crashes down one side, and I'm like, oh hell no. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
People should just never be confident, but never be too cocky. Let's just
exactly.
Yeah.
Be aware. Like start small. Like start at the foundations and then build yourself back up.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
being
restarting from lesson one. In martial arts, you always learn that the foundation is the most important. You can never study the foundation enough.
And I was just saying to my flatmate the other day, I've noticed it's really funny because with people like chefs and all that kind of stuff, it's always those basic incidences, like say cutting a finger or something like that. It always happens after you've become very confident, because you know you're like, oh, I've done the basics, oh, I have to do that, and you don't like.
I know how to hold this correctly.
It often happens like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any memorable stories of how a song came to be, whether it be the concept phase or like soundscaping phase, etc.? Like a favorite one?
The memory that always pops up is our Crystal Chemist song Meanie.
Meanie, that's a cute song name.
So when I first arrived here, I was working at a vegan cafe called Buddha Bowl. It's closed now. And we would have a lot of interesting regulars come in. And one of them, I call him Aaron the Crystal Guy, because he loved crystals. He was like one of those fake spiritual dudes who was really just a fuckboy in disguise. Oh, God. And at first, we would just like have chats about crystals. And he's like, you want to go crystal shopping? I was like, yeah. Sure, why not? We can go after work or something. So I hand him my number, and then he just starts getting weird, saying things like, oh, my favorite thing in life is rejecting women. I'm like, ew, that's not very enlightened of you.
Yeah, that's very not crystal energy.
Right? And then this girl was walking past, and I complimented her choker necklace, and I was like, oh, I need to get more chokers. They're so pretty. And he's like, oh, I bet you like getting choked. I was like, that is so disgusting and inappropriate. I'm at work. Yeah. I'm a woman. You don't even really know me.
People who do that at someone's workplace is just like, what the hell?
And he was saying like, oh, it's because you're a Gemini. I don't know how to interact with you. I'm like, no, you're just a dick who doesn't know how to talk to women. Just
men, literally anything but them is like usually also a problem. And
he just pissed me off so much. I was like walking home angry, and I was typing out these lyrics like, I don't want to be nice anymore, I'ma get rude. I was like, fuck these dudes, fuck being polite and having to put myself down to make this asshole feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And so that song has become my anthem every time I need to remember like my energy, because anger is an important emotion, and it's not to be discounted. Or like today I was a little bit like jittery, and I realized I was kind of taken out on my boyfriend on accident, and I apologized. I was like, I need to be more in control of my energy. But there are times when you need to use your anger to stand up for yourself and teach other people a lesson.
Yeah. And I think like that is very underrated for women. Like a lot of women are like on social media now are actually like taking a step up and just being like, well, you know, like if either way I'm gonna have to be sucking it up, like to be like taking some kind of crap, then I may as well at least express how I actually feel.
Exactly right.
Because like like I mean, for example, like men are just basically coming up with all these excuses, and then we're like, oh, we're in a, you know, straight men in particular, let's say, like you're in a loneliness epidemic for a good reason, because women are like, well, look, we're looking for a partner, we're looking for someone who can spread the load, not like someone who's like, I need another mummy.
Exactly.
And
we don't want to be mummies.
Yeah.
We'll be mummies to our children, not to our husbands.
Like one of the best comments I've heard, which sums it up really well, is like, oh, I thought I had 3 kids, not 4. You know, like I married someone, I didn't have 4 kids, like an extra kid to look after. Like, and then like, and then a question I always ask is, who was doing all your chores before you got married? Like, did you never live alone? Like, hello, like do your own stuff.
Oh yes.
It's crazy, isn't it? The amount of people who don't know how to do anything.
Keep your standards high.
At least ask.
Your person's out there waiting for you. Like, don't succumb to these fuckboys. It's just a waste of time. Like, there's some lessons we don't need to learn.
Yeah.
Let's teach ourselves to have higher standards so we don't have to go through terrible experiences.
And like same with like gay dating. Like I have a friend, when we went like when we were like each other's wingman, I was saying to him, because he like always like often buys flowers and stuff for people, and I'm like, you know, sure, you know, it's something that you might want to be able to afford, but I was like, but you can pick wildflowers, you can do whatever you want. I was like, you got to be like only accepting someone who's willing to do at least that basic thing for you as well.
Giving back a little bit more.
We're starting off on the wrong foot anyway. And I said, because we're having so much hard time dating, I think it's really easy for us, like including myself, to fall into the, oh my god, someone likes me, that I kind of think is cute,
and you take the bare necessities,
and you just go, oh, I have to take this one because who knows how long I'm gonna have to wait again.
There's never gonna be anyone better for me. Yes, there is. There's always better,
and experience has proved that there's always been someone hotter. At least
hotter in the mind, the soul, and the body.
Exactly. And people who have passion are very, very hot. That's something I've learned very quickly in my late 20s. You're just like, nothing hotter than a person who's just going into like doing their music or like performing on stage, or just like really like going at it with a beat and going like, oh yeah, this is cool. You're just like,
someone who cares. That's real.
Yeah. Someone who shows up. As you know, a lot of confident female artists have to work much harder than the male artists to get to sort of the spotlight to inspire so many others. Since most industries, including music, often has double standards and some form of oppression to women, what would you say is the biggest challenge you've faced so far? There's a lot, isn't there?
There's a lot. I mean, so before I was full-time in the music industry, I was working as a special effects makeup artist on film, TV, photo shoots, and I basically had to like force myself into the right rooms, like rather than being invited in.
Yep.
Like a lot of people would discount my knowledge and experience. Like they wouldn't listen to me when I would advise, like, this is how much time we need. This is what's realistic. 100%. And then also, a lot of photographers would try to pressure me into doing like nude photo shoots and like just disgust. Like the stories I have are, especially when I was like 19, 20, and they were like in their 40s. I had horrible experiences. Had to learn those the hard way, but also that's what taught me to be like, nah. Like if I don't get a good vibe from you right away, you're out of my life. And even though that cuts out some experiences, it's way more important to be intentional and discerning who you're working with, because that will bite you in the butt a lot harder. So I would say vibe checking was the hardest lesson to learn, and I'm still learning it. Like I just had issues with a girl a few months ago, I won't name names, stealing designs.
Oh my god.
From fashion.
God, that's one of the worst things, especially with AI rising too. Hope she gets to like receive that.
I'm praying for karma. I've put hexes out. You know who you are.
I believe in karma 100%.
Yeah, but I would say that would be the most difficult lesson, and also not being given credit for the work I did. Like even on Operation Takeover, a group of dudes came over to Brezie and they shook his hand and said, "You did such a good job organizing this whole event." I organized the event. Yeah. So like we split it. Like I organized the event and Brezie organized the artists and the promo.
Yeah. Like I made sure to mention both of you every single time.
And to me, all they said was, "You sing great." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So
okay, bye.
Yeah.
That's
so that one's very frustrating, is not getting credit.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I've worked on like short films and stuff, my name isn't there. I'm like, cool. Yeah. Cool.
I don't know if it is a male artist again, but there's actually 2 artists I think you should check out. One is a really cool girl called Devon Cole. She has a song called Witch, which I think you'll really love. It's actually a abbreviation for, Woman independent something. What is it? It's like an abbreviation of something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Always down for a
And
witchy
then
tune.
she has another song which is basically calling out men, like, you know, I'd be like laughing if it was a funny joke and stuff. But she has a cool like witch dance to it as well for the song. It's a really
I'll
catchy
have to
song.
check her out.
Yeah, and she's really cool. I tried to like get an interview with her, but didn't get any response.
One day, you'll get it one day.
We'll see. But it'll be cool. But she's such a cool girl. She's got really great songs. The other guy is a guy that I don't really know, but he has a song that's pretty popular right now called Mr. Record Label, and he's basically trying to fight for like independent artists. He's basically saying that we don't need like record labels, and also we are the one buying them houses and cars.
Yeah.
And it's starting to gain a lot of attention, and I'm just like, I love the energy of this one. It's just basically him in a mic and like just doing these like mean faces and singing. I'm like, nice. I was like, you do that.
We need more energy like that. See, that's positive anger. That's anger placed in a positive
very, very
channel.
Intentionally. Yeah. Because he's not aggressive about it. He's powerful about it, let's say, but he's not aggressive about it because he knows how to like make things happen. So he's like stitching other people's videos to like kind of help like, you know, promote other artists kind of stuff, like, or like
I love it. That's right up my alley.
Stuff like that. So, you know, you can check him out. I forget his name, but I'll link him down below as well. But stuff like that is coming out, and I think like more and more artists is like getting to, you know, like
the veil has been lifted. Everyone knows what's going on. Everyone knows it's shit. And now I think we're in the stage where we're trying to figure out how to, like, what the next step of action is.
And I think because like now we're really starting to separate out the people who are actual artists and people who are just in it for the money, who, you know, use AI to create like AI artists and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's a whole anime on like that whole debate where like way before AI became a mainstream thing, where people were moved to Mars, and there's these two girls, they meet by accident and they come up with like their own band, and it starts competitions and like go into the competition. But then there's another girl who's really popular, but she works only AI stuff. And she ends up like having a whole mental breakdown, and, you know, didn't win because, well, shit happens and she can't handle it because, well, she's probably nowhere as well regulated as people who deal with emotions all the time, who are people who make music like properly.
Yeah.
Because that is a way that they deal with what's happening with their life.
I mean, whatever, make AI music and art, but don't pay them.
Yeah.
Pay us.
And also people also raised a really good point in a comment I read today, that they said they're like, AI is a service. They're like a service. For example, they're like, if AI made your food, they're like, that's like, you know, DoorDash. Like, I ordered food from DoorDash. It's not
a little robot delivered it or something.
Yeah, they're like that. It's not the same thing. So they're like, you need to learn to separate this properly.
That's why I don't support Spotify, and none of my music is there anymore, because they support ICE, they support bombing Palestine, they support AI music, and they pay AI,
insane.
And they own most of the AI music. And then the artist, like, I've made $5 in the 5 years that I've had music.
Like, that's $1 a year, and you could have just gone in like,
and it's not even enough to withdraw. I can't even withdraw it.
Yeah,
they said I need a minimum $10 to withdraw it, so I can't even get my $5.25.
That's how they get you with so many things. It's like same with cashback and all that kind of like apps. They're like, oh, you only got $2.80.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we've already talked about this. So let's go. How's this? This one's kind of like a cute one. This one's more like, tell me one of your favorite human connection stories.
Favorite human connections?
Yeah. I guess like how you met someone or how someone influenced you. Could be even from your family.
Well, I'll give the story of how I met my partner.
Yeah,
because that's one of my
cute. Oh my god, I don't know about this, so that would be very, very interesting.
So I just moved here, got like a month in. I was working at that same cafe, and some dude came in. We were chatting. He was also from the States, and he's like, "Oh, there's this party going on in a record store down the street. Do you want to come after work?" I was like, "Yeah, why not? See what the music scene is like here, and like embed myself in a little bit."
These people are so welcoming here. Eh?
So I go to this record store. It's called Scratches, owned by the legendary P. Smurf. It's closed now, sadly. But good times in there.
Yeah, good memories.
And I walk in, and this dude with dreadlocks wearing a hat, like you can't even really see his face or anything, is playing beats. And I had never really heard like beat makers before. It's like hip hop that's sampled from usually like vinyl records and things like that. And then
that's a thing. That's cool.
Reconstruct it and compose around it. And I was just blown away, and I was like, this dude is so cool. So I just walk up and I'm like, hi, I'm Katana. And I thought he hated me. Like, he's just like, Hello.
He's very stoic, I'm guessing.
He's half German, so with the Capricorn rising or Aquarius rising. So he comes off a bit aloof. But we connected. We see each other around the music scene. I was dating someone, so I didn't even think twice about him. And anyway, I thought he didn't really like me anyway. But a year goes by, have a terrible breakup. I have an EP launch because I produced, recorded, mixed and mastered. It was not mixed and mastered well. It sounds terrible.
I mean, you always got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere, but it was enough to show. My intention was to show what I'm capable of.
Yeah,
someone else can refine me.
Yeah, especially for women, I think it's very important to kind of be like, guess what, I can do it if I really want to. And women have to do that a lot. Like, just go out there and do shit because people just won't do it for them. Oh yes.
And so I invited him. I didn't even know his real name. I was just Threatnique. I invited him to the EP launch, and he said he really liked my music. Come to my studio. So we started making music together, and then instantly we were invited to perform at a doof. So we're like, we have to make an hour of music in 3 weeks.
That's so much.
So we were at the studio till 3 a.m. It really helps to refine my voice and how to talk about music while you're making it as well.
Probably
you can't just say go back, go forward. Which way is back? Which way is forward? Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
And yeah, that's actually why I stopped producing, because he was just God level, and I was like, I'm gonna leave this to people who are really good at it, and I'm gonna focus on my lyrics and my voice and I called myself a production co-pilot. So then we realized we had chemistry, and he said he was in love with me, and I was not ready for that because I had just gone through that terrible breakup. But it made me realize that you can heal with someone. You don't have to wait until you're perfectly whole. Obviously it depends on the context, but that person,
literally something I just covered in the last episode. It's so interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's the key here is that he is so gentlemanly and honorable. He never made me feel pressured. Yeah. And I realized he was a really stable person that I can rely on. And he showed it to me through action. And that really grew me up a lot and taught me to, open up the gates of my heart to people who deserve it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that I was talking about in the last episode. I was saying that, they always say you don't have to be 100% ready to be in a relationship, but the context for it is, I think it's whether if you're lost or not. If you're lost and if you might hurt someone really badly, then you should not be.
I had that conversation with myself. I was like, I can't play with this person. Yeah. I have to decide if this is my person or not, because
you actually have to put
it's not casual. Yeah. Yeah, it was really beautiful. And it's also a great metaphor for life as well, because you will never be ready. You will never be ready, no matter how much you prepare. But my belief is that if it's placed in front of you, the universe knows you're ready. And it's waiting for you to step up to the plate and see what you can do. And it's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be perfect. But you know what? A messy start is better than no start.
100%. And one of my favorite things that I saw, there was a video that I remember someone interviewing an old man, and he said I think it was his grandpa, and he said grandpa, you and grandma were together for so long. It was what's the advice for marriage? And he basically said that every day is basically a choice, because they say people change. So when you marry someone, it's not a marriage in a one and done. It essentially means every now and then she'll go through a change and she'll be a different person. And that is your moment where you decide, do I want to continue to love this person? Because if I don't appreciate what she has become, somebody else will. And I was like, that is a very, very big question and advice for people, because most people these days are treating marriage kind of I guess
you can just leave it and you're ready.
Yeah. Once you're done, you're done. And also so many men are kind of my wife needs to be this, my wife needs to look like this. But then when you turn the same question on them, they're like, oh, but I'm a man. And that's usually how it ends as a discussion. But I'm seeing so many women coming up with their own discussion and debates now, and going on podcasts and stuff. And the one thing I've noticed is women are exceptional at debates. They have statistics, they bring their game, they do their research.
100%.
Men just basically talk about I think, or this is what it, and then as soon as they're out the question, they're just bypassing it or trying to
But Timmy, men are more logical though. What's going on here?
I know,
it's almost as if women can hold emotions and logic at the same time.
And then women are usually just either fast tracking the debate and already making their point within 10 seconds of it. And I'm like, they've already won this debate. Everyone in the comments knows. And the men are still thinking they're oh yeah, top tier. And I'm like,
And they're 50 years behind as well.
I know, that's terrible. So this is a really, really fun one. I'm really excited to ask you about this. Okay. Let's say if you were running your own show and you organize a gal power kind of show, what would a cool theme be, and which local gal pals are you inviting to perform at the show? For example, like if it was like a sleepover themed concert or gig.
That's cute.
Like a PJ party or something.
Okay, a PJ party. That's cute. Well, there's some powerful women that I always circle back to in the local scene. Top of the mind is Vo. If you've ever heard of her, so I have a group chat with my friends called Future Superstars.
Nice.
It's ironically, ironically, all dudes are in there, but I would probably use that theme for a girls' festival. So Vo she's kind of like me. She's a mixed gal. She's from New York, and then she moved here when she was a kid, and she's been going back and forth between the US and Australia. But we met at a fashion show that we were both performing in like 2 years ago here. She is like this super confident, positive, quirky girl power pop star. Like, she is so fucking cool. I highly recommend looking into her music, especially if you like pop music. And she's just like me. Like, she's fighting to bring positivity to this planet and making it a better place, because it's high time for that.
Yeah.
I would also choose Princess Alana.
Oh, so yeah. She performed at Operation Takeover, yeah. So
she's an Irish gal. She moved to Australia a few years ago, and she's basically she's a true activist. Like, all of her music are rap songs about how women can come together, remember your power, understand the fuckwittery of men and the dangers. But also, like, the thing is, the battle isn't against men particularly, it's against the men who think that they're entitled to women's bodies.
Yeah, I think the most important thing that I realized like today is how to address the issue. The issue isn't about straight men or men in particular. The issue here is actually, storage running a bit low.
Conditioning.
Is conditioning propaganda. It's to do with the fact that men have also toxic sort of values imposed upon them, which are making them treat women poorly or seeing women as like possession or property, whereas like women also have a lot of standards imposed on them, and both of them kind of work against each other, whereas we should have been working together the whole time. And that's the main issue, I think.
What I appreciate about how my dad raised us, like, he didn't have the phrase for it back then, but he's totally agender. Yeah. Like, we were raised to be human beings, not man or woman or boy or girl.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always viewed people, which is why I've gotten in trouble so many times in my life, because I was like, oh, everyone's honorable, everyone speaks the truth, and people don't sexualize each other. And yeah, they do.
They do.
But I believe if we all just had a clean slate and thought of each other as humans first, and then you can figure out your attraction after, we'd be getting somewhere good.
And I think pop culture really plays into that too as well, in terms of like body positivity, all that kind of stuff. And then I guess like the last thing before we move on is who would you want to collaborate to next if you could pick any artist you want? I mean, we know you're collaborating with TGAR.
Yes, I'm collaborating with TGAR. Also later today, I'm collaborating with Siebes, who's in a jazz band.
Yeah.
Do you mean like local people, or?
I think anyone, if you were able to choose like your wildest like choices.
I mean, I have a couple, which I guess will tie into my inspirations.
Yeah.
So, Audrey Nuna is a Korean American. She's so dope. I've listened to her for like almost a decade now, and now some of my friends from New York are producing her music videos. I'm like, if only I was still there. But she'd definitely be one. She's also inspired my style a lot.
Yeah.
Princess Nokia is a Puerto Rican New Yorker as well. She's fucking flame. She's inspired me so much. Fellow Gemini, like goddess baddie. Jungle Pussy from the Bronx. Her song Dear Diary is my anthem, genuinely. Then also in Korea, Yoonbi is a male rapper. He's very like underground, kind of like R&B. I love him a lot. Sumin is a female Korean artist, and she's like a total master genre bender. She's a huge inspiration for me. And then lastly, I would say Zico, who's a Korean rapper as well. He's wow. Yeah, he created he left his label, created his own label, invited all of his friends, and made it like a healthy environment rather than like the terrible industry that K-pop is.
Yeah. Wow.
That's some of my...
Yeah, I know. It's pretty a toxic industry, isn't it? It's like really toxic. Unknown by a lot of people.
And then
money goes to the artists.
An Australian artist, I would love to collaborate with Miss Kanina one day.
Ooh.
She's really cool. Indigenous female vocalist, rapper.
We definitely need a lot more.
She's a baddie. People. Yeah, she's really cool.
And I feel like, especially with indigenous like culture, like I feel like a lot of them are robbed of opportunities. So like the more of them that can come out educated or like be able to have opportunities, the better it is for them.
Yeah, you really don't hear about what indigenous rappers and when or artists are popping unless it's
so badly for no reason. It's just based on who they are.
And a lot of culture vultures as well. Like people will put them on just to be like, oh, we're so cultured. But it's not really about the indigenous artists. It's about looking good.
Yeah, and I've seen so many videos recently as well. People going like, oh my God, I just think like gay people, it's kind of overexposed. They're everywhere and we're getting a little bit tired of it. And I'm like, you're tired of this. I was like, and there's one.
How about the last 1,000 years?
And the funniest thing is apparently there was a Facebook group of white people only. And then black people have been, because it's really hard to filter people in that. You just answer questions and you join the group. And black people have been going into the group and they're just like, what's your white name for today?
I'm dead.
And then people are like, please go get your own group. And they're like, hey guys. And then black people just kept on flooding
I love it.
It's incredible.
Let's keep on pranking the world.
Cool. So I guess like timing is pretty long already. Do you want to do like the Hush Club stuff like another time? That'd be better because also timing wise as well. It's like 1:25.
1:25.
Yeah. What time did you have to go to your thing?
Like 2-ish, 2:15.
2:15. Yeah. And then you've got to eat as well. I mean, I do have to see. Maybe let me check. Like,
do you want to leave the Hush Club when we do the
like the killer sale? That could be really cool. Like because it's like fashion and fashion because you do fashion. I think that would be really cool. Yeah. Cool. Because you can see there is a few questions, and I don't know if we're going to make it in time. Yeah, because then I could flesh out the question. So that will conclude for today's episode. Obviously, we have like a really cool amount of information on this cool girl, and
it's only the beginning.
Yeah, and congratulations on being the first gal on this channel.
Oh my
because
God.
I don't think you know that I've been trying forever to bring like especially people who own like women-owned business or people with. Excuse you. And also just like, people who are inspiring, not just like the fact that she's a woman, but obviously, I was going to say as well, you're someone who has so much sort of childhood wonder and like power and also like that contagious energy. And that's really, really rare. So I think it's exceptional to have someone like you on the channel. And I think it's really important because I hope more young girls will get to see people like you and kind of know that means like, I can grow up to be whatever I want to be or I can go wherever I want to be.
That's the mission. Don't worry, I have a 40-year plan and we're only 2 years in. So.
I don't even know my next 5-year plan. Oh my God. Would you like to say anything to any young girls out there watching or any fans of any sorts watching you right now?
My biggest word of advice is be audacious as you can. The worst that's going to happen is that you're going to get no. The best thing that can happen is that you could potentially elevate your life 17 levels higher than what you were ever expecting. Get out of your comfort zone little by little. Just enjoy life. Like the biggest revolutionary act that we can take is to be joyful and spread joy and be a candle to light other people. Even when you're feeling low, if you can just light a candle even for yourself.
That's great. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for this episode and being hijacked by the lovely iKatana.
I'll release Timmy now.
Yeah.
So you can have him back.
I'll just flying away. Being abducted at this time might not be the worst thing that happens to someone.
Honestly, do I still have to pay rent if I'm abducted?
I know, a free rent and like free money, maybe like a free holiday too.
Maybe that'll be our next mission. Just fake hold ourselves hostage.
Just go find like a balcony and just lay there and send out signals. Batman
I love it. I'm ready.
Instead. You guys sent out a signal, wrong signal.
Wrong signal.
But thank you so much for joining us for this episode. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Apparently this means love as well.
It does.
Yeah. Because I used to do this instead. Because it's like, rock on. But, rock on this way too.
It's my gang sign.
Gang sign.
Gang sign gang.
Okay, bye.